Today on Public Eye News, the U.S. government sends investigators to probe another Michigan Tesla crash, and Michigan Technological University celebrates World Water Day.
Later, I will have your news for the weekend, and Scott will have your sports update. Hi, I'm Marin Parks.
And I'm Caden Minus, and this is Public Eye News. On Monday, March 15 at 8 p.m., WNMU TV 13 aired the documentary Purkiss, 100 Years of Finnishness in Michigan's North Woods. Ashley Baranya from the North Wind reports that the film was produced by a retired NMU sociology professor, Michael Laakkonen, and former NMU student Alex Mayer. The film highlighted many features of the Purkiss town, including the transition from copper miners to farmers. Laakkonen hopes that the viewers will appreciate the hard work of Finnish immigrants and the trials and tribulations they faced. Both Laakkonen and Mayer plan on producing 3 more films covering the Purkiss area, which will be released later in 2021. The U.S. government's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is sending a team to investigate a second car crash involving a Tesla this week. The Tesla in question was using the company's autopilot driving system and crashed into a state police cruiser with flashing lights along a freeway. This is another sign that the safety agency under President Joe Biden is taking a stronger look at regulating assisted driving systems like Tesla's autopilot. Tesla has been continuously criticized by the National Transportation Safety Board for failing to monitor drivers to make sure they are paying attention. In response to the NHTSA's investigation into Tesla, Executive Director of the nonprofit Center for Auto Safety, Jason Levine, stated, quote, "We can only hope the era of vehicle safety being an afterthought is over," end quote. And a judge in Detroit has rejected a request to dismiss charges against a former Michigan governor regarding the Flint water scandal. Lawyers representing Rick Snyder stated that he worked in Ingham County, not Genesee County. However, Judge William Crawford II said prosecutors have flexibility about where to pursue a case. Snyder, who served until 2019, is charged with failing to declare a state of emergency in Flint in a timely manner, resulting in lead contaminating the water for 18 months. The prosecution is charging Snyder with violating the state's constitution for failing to check public officials under his control. The leader of the prosecution team, Fadwe Hamound, stated, quote, "Today's ruling is a small victory for the people of Flint who patiently await their day in court," end quote.
Michigan Technological University has a variety of online events planned from March 18th through the 24th in celebration of World Water Day. Kelly Christensen reports that the event's goal is to showcase the social, economic, cultural, and environmental value of water. Everyone is welcome to attend these virtual events, which include a variety of presenters, movies, and a community art show. Today will be the community art show. Tomorrow there will be a screening of the film Brave Blue World and a discussion to follow. March 22nd will be water-focused Husky Bites presentations, and the 23rd will be Art Night for All. And finally, the 24th will feature a panel discussion with many prominent environmental activist speakers. For more information on these events and to view the full schedule of events, including times and how to register, visit mtu.edu/great lakes/about/world-water-day. A shipwreck from the 1880s was recently discovered due to fluctuating water levels in Lake Michigan. Pieces of the wreck were first discovered in 1974 and more appeared in 2018, and as of yesterday, the wreckage of the ship is visible once more in Muskegon County, where Lake Michigan and the White Lake Channel meet. Though scientists initially thought the wreck to be that of the schooner Elsie Woodruff, further investigation into the wreck led scientists to believe that it is actually the wreck of a different schooner named the Contest. The water and sand levels of Lake Michigan are constantly shifting to cover and uncover various artifacts resting on the lake floor, so Michigan residents are encouraged to come see this anomaly in Lake Michigan waterscape before the rare view of the 124-foot-long ship vanishes again. The Marquette Farmers Market schedule has been announced for the upcoming 2021 season and is also accepting vendor applications through their website. Vendors can apply for either of the 2 main sessions, and spring enrollment runs from mid-March through mid-April, and fall enrollment runs mid-August through mid-September. Applications may be submitted outside this period for anyone wishing to be added to the wait list. Late fall applications will not be made available until mid-August. The market will be open on Saturdays from May 22nd through October 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Wednesdays, June 16th through September 15th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The detailed schedule for the fall market will be announced in mid-August. For more information or to apply to be a vendor, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. And stay right here, because after this break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
We are just weeks away from April 15th, Tax Day. As is often the case, changes in tax laws and changes in life can complicate even the most basic of returns. I'm Mike Settles. If you have questions about this year's filing, I invite you to quiz our great panel of certified public accountants. Tune in and participate in Ask the CPAs here on WNMU TV.
Ask the experts your questions, live tonight at 8.
Welcome back. Lawmakers voted on Thursday to make Spain the 6th country in the world to allow physician-assisted suicide and euthanasia for long-suffering patients with incurable diseases and for people with unbearable permanent conditions. The Spanish Parliament's lower house voted 202 to 140 with 2 abstentions on the final passage of the bill. Legislators from the left wing and other governing parties supported the bill, while far-right lawmakers voted no and vowed to overturn it in the future. Protesters both in favor and against the law gathered outside the lower house while lawmakers were voting. And a group of civilians returning from Market Day in Niger were attacked by gunmen on motorcycles, leaving 58 dead on Monday. There have been no immediate claims of responsibility from any extremist groups in the area. Monday's attack underscores the enormous security challenges Niger's new president, Mohamed Bazoum, has to face. The rise of terrorist attacks and counterterrorism offensives have resulted in increased tensions along the border between Mali and Niger.
Yesterday, for the first time, a Japanese court ruled in favor of legalizing same-sex marriage under the country's constitution. This ruling will not have any immediate legal effects, but is a huge step forward in Japan's legalization efforts. The court ruled that sexuality, race, and gender are not a matter of preference or choice, and denying same-sex couples the benefits heterosexual couples experience is not justifiable. 4 other similar cases are currently pending in Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and Fukuoka. Despite the ongoing global pandemic, Nepal is expecting hundreds of foreigners to visit their country in hopes of scaling the Himalayan mountains. According to the Department of Tourism in Kathmandu, over 300 people have expressed interest in climbing the peaks during the favorable spring season that lasts from now until the end of May. To keep locals and climbers alike safe, all climbers must quarantine in a Capitol Hotel and must have a negative COVID-19 test result submitted. And in Western Kentucky, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is thriving. Lowe's Elementary's principal hopes that this program will one day be statewide, since he has seen it enhance his school's literacy. Brooke Buckner has more on this story.
Most of these preschoolers at Lowe's Elementary are enrolled in Dolly Parton's Imagination Library program. This means they receive 1 free book each month until they turn 5.
I read with my dad. I like to read at that time.
Principal Ryan Marchetti hopes the program expands all over Kentucky.
The program is so important for early literacy, and it would be a huge boost for the state of Kentucky. And also just a huge boost for our program here in Graves County. He says if this moves to the state level, it could help cut funding costs in half. That money comes from community sponsors. For our community to already have it, it would help us out a ton financially to keep that program going for a long time. More than 1,200 kids are currently signed up in the county. It's been a remarkable program for us, and in the first year it's been a huge success. He says research shows kids benefit from Imagination Library. It increases our kindergarten readiness, it gives them a better attitude toward literacy. State legislators have agreed to fund the program expansion for 1 year statewide, but it's waiting for the governor's signature. In Lowe's, Brooke Buckner, Live Local Now, Heartland News.
Countries across Europe are bracing for a 3rd wave of the coronavirus pandemic as vaccine efforts lag behind the U.S. CBS's Tina Cross has more from London.
With COVID cases spiking, Italy is shutting down again.
We can't stand this situation anymore.
Half of the country's 20 regions are under the strictest form of lockdown as the disease threatens to overrun hospitals. France, Germany, and Poland are also set to impose tough restrictions as new variants and a shortage of vaccines have sent infections soaring. Italian health officials say they're receiving less than 50% of expected doses.
I think the same happened everywhere in Europe. So it's not an Italian problem. I think it's a European problem.
Adding to the problem, many European nations temporarily stopped giving the AstraZeneca vaccine after reports of patients dying from blood clots shortly after getting the shot. But European regulators say the vaccine's benefits outweigh the risk.
Britain is leading Europe's vaccination race, and scientists here say booster vaccines will be crucial as the virus keeps changing.
Immunity to coronavirus doesn't last forever.
Researchers hope tracking how the virus changes by mapping mutations in the genetic code will keep vaccines one step ahead of the disease.
I think it's inevitable. that we will have another virus emerge that's of concern.
Europeans had hoped for a better 2021, but the EU's vaccine program has so far failed to deliver. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And don't go away, because after this break, Maren will have your weather report and Scott will have your sports update. Stay tuned.
I am an algorithm. I am listening. I am making predictions for your life right now.
I tested facial analysis systems. What does it mean to be in a society where artificial intelligence is governing liberties? We're at a moment where technology is highly susceptible to bias and there are no safeguards.
Monday night at 10.
And welcome back to Public Eye News. Once again, I am Maren Parks, and behind me is the beautiful NMU campus with plenty of sun in the sky, so it's a great day to take a walk today. Let's take a look at your current conditions. So today it is partly cloudy with a temperature of 34 degrees and winds north-northeast at 17 miles per hour and a barometric pressure of 30.43 inches and rising. Tonight it will be clear skies with a low of 22 degrees and winds northwest from 10 to 15 miles per hour. And finally tomorrow it will be partly cloudy with a high of 51 degrees and winds southwest at 9 degrees. Now let's take a look at temperatures around the UP. In Sault Ste. Marie, it is 41 degrees and sunny, and also in Manistee, 41 degrees and sunny. Then down in Escanaba, we've got 42 degrees and sunny, and all the way down in Menominee, it's 42 degrees and windy. Now taking a look at the other side of the UP, in Ironwood, it is 41 degrees and partly cloudy. In Iron Mountain, it is 41 degrees and partly cloudy. In Ironwood, it is 38 degrees and sunny. Up in Houghton, 37 degrees and sunny. And back in Marquette, 34 degrees and partly cloudy. Now let's take a look at your conditions for the weekend. On Saturday, we'll have a high of 55 degrees, a low of 36 degrees, and sunny skies. Then on Sunday, we will see a high of 55 degrees, a low of 43 degrees, and partly cloudy skies. And finally, on Monday, the high will be 48 degrees, and the low will be 35 degrees with scattered showers throughout the day. Now let's bring it over to Scott with your sports update.
Thanks, Maren. NCAA athletes are calling for a change in the way they are allowed to be compensated while playing their sports. On Wednesday, multiple athletes with large social media followings called upon the NCAA to change its rules on how athletes can earn money while playing. Athletes such as Geo Baker from Rutgers put out statements saying they should be able to profit from things like brand deals, product endorsements, and personal appearances. The athletes are arguing that it's unfair for them to not be able to earn money for playing sports when people in other programs like musicians can earn money from selling their music while in college. The NCAA has said they are hoping to make rule changes by next fall. As national coronavirus cases fall, outbreaks of the virus in schools and among young people are rising in the state of Michigan. According to Michigan's leading epidemiologist, the outbreaks are being caused by youth and high school sports. The current statistics include cases, hospitalizations, and positivity rates are mirroring those that we saw in October last year when trends began to spike. State officials are reviewing the return to play order and are questioning the decision to resume high school sports. The Northern Michigan hockey team will be playing in the WCHA semifinal this Friday against Minnesota State University. The winner of Friday's game will go on to play in the WCHA championship Saturday. Earlier this year, the Wildcats were swept by Minnesota, losing both of the games that the teams played. All of the games this weekend will be streamed on FLOhockey.tv. Well, Maren, it definitely seems like it's going to be an action-packed weekend if you're a Wildcats fan. I'm assuming you're going to be watching the games?
Absolutely.
Of course, you know, if you go to Northern Michigan, you have to support the team. They really made a great run this year. It really seems like it's going to be a great weekend of hockey. And that is all the time we have for today. On behalf of all of us down here at WNMU Channel 13, thank you for tuning in, and tune in tomorrow for another edition of Public Eye News.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.